Our next guest is the amazing Ashley Park, who stars in the hit series You Know It, Emily in Paris. The second part of season 4 moves from France to Rome. So Park stars as a performer. Her name is Mindy Chen on the show, who's preparing to compete in the Eurovision Song Competition. That's huge. While trying to figure out her love life back in Paris. In this preview, she sings the new original song. It's called Beautiful Ruins.
Go ahead and say goodbye, 'cause there's an empire in my mind, and I can build it all again. It's the crying that reminds us we're alive. It's the cracks that let the light in. Sometimes I can see the diamonds in the dust. There's beauty in the ruins of us.
I love that song. Ashley Park joins us now. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's a great scene in season 4. And I just heard it yesterday for the first time, and I can't stop playing it.
And you already sing a beautiful rendition of it.
She's being kind. Liar, liar, pants on fire. I know I can't sing, but I love your voice. So take us to that moment where you got to perform. Number one, you really can sing. So what did it mean? You said you put your heart and soul into that song.
Oh,
the
gosh.
character.
Well, the song was written by Freddie Wexler, who did the other original song in earlier season. But, I mean, the song is about the highs and lows of life and finding the beauty and devastation and heartbreak and such. And this is actually the last scene that I shot of the whole season in Rome. And it felt also like really nostalgic of Mindy's first time singing in Paris to Emily. And and it was the emotion you're hearing in the voice is very genuine and is real.
Well, when we first met you way back in season 1, you were a nanny and you had clearly bigger aspirations. And now, you know, you're clearly a singer competing. You're competing in love life. You're competing on many different levels. Did this song play a role in her development, in her character?
A huge one. I think this is the first song we've heard of that Mindy sings that she wrote herself. And it's really special when the lyrics of a character that propels their story forward really feels like it's coming from your own soul as well. It's a special thing.
I think so, too.
And being able to travel there and experience the culture has become a large part of the show. The location acts as a character. But what is it like when you are there and it is the backdrop to what the season actually becomes?
I mean, we live in New York City, right?
Yeah.
So the fact that this city has been the backdrop and the main character in so many films and movies that we love so much. I mean, I'm laughing because Paris is right behind you right now, the backdrop, and I'm like, already I'm taken back there. I mean, there's something about the city that's so magical. The light, we were talking about it earlier, the food, the people. I mean, I think it actually when the show first came out, people asked us, is it all CGI? Like, are you actually in Paris?
Because a lot of shows do that.
Yeah. But I mean, I think you feel the genuine texture of it because we're actually there.
Yeah.
But then the song you perform is in Rome.
Yes.
The show goes over the second half of the season. How do they compare? And do you get to explore the city much outside of the work?
In Rome, I did a bit more. This past year, I mean, it was also winter in Paris. We shot in winter for the first time, so I wasn't outside much. But I think they're both just so, it's like comparing Los Angeles to New York City. You just can't. They both have their own kind of heart to it. But people always ask what city is more romantic. I'm always like, whichever city my boyfriend Paul Foreman's in.
I like that.
Let's talk about your boyfriend, Paul Foreman, because you two met and fell in love on the show. What is that like? Because on the show, it's not going so well. Off camera, it seems to be doing all right.
I know. I'm actually we have an intense relationship throughout the show, on and off, like in the plot. And I think that one of the last scenes we had to film was probably one of the hardest I've had to do of the show because we've never spoken to each other that way. But it's probably the only time we really had to distinguish ourselves versus the characters. And what's funny is he has a British accent in real life.
Yes.
On the show, he has a French accent. So I was actually worried coming back into the season, am I gonna laugh? Can I take this seriously if you're talking to me in a French accent? But actually, it helped us really distinguish the characters and ourselves.
You know, part of the fun, too, about this show is watching the clothes, watching the fashion and all the looks. Are you as fashion forward off camera as you are on camera in this show?
Yes, I woke up in this Versace outfit.
It looks good. It looks good.
No, I've learned so much about fashion. What I love about the show, too, it's not saying this is what fashion is. It's kind of telling you all the possibilities, especially, I'd never been to Paris before this show, and it's, you know, the history and the craftsmanship of fashion from that city alone, and now we're in Rome, too.
Yeah.
It really is about how are these characters or yourself gonna express what you are feeling that day or who you are that day, and I've learned a lot about fashion.
Well, you look good.
You look good. Thank you so much for joining us.
Cheering
And I
you
have to
on,
say, my
Ashley.
daughter Mia says hi.
Hi, Mia.
Loves the show. The entire 4th season of Emily in
Hi,
Paris is
Mia.
currently streaming on Netflix.